yourself. A merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our trouble will be out of sight.
Through the years, we all will be together. If the fates allow,
hanging out pretty far on top of the virus. I think something.
wow.
And have yourself a very little Christmas. Now,
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
What is up, Benchwire gang? It's the boys, Steven and Justin, back at it with week 16. No, it's week 16 already. Prediction video. Going to be the best week of football. We got the holidays rolling up. Christmas Eve, our Christmas present, football. Christmas Day, football. What a great present. It's going to be awesome. Steve, I guess you wish for that Giants-Eagles matchup to happen Christmas, and you got it.
Nah, I didn't. I wish they played the Commanders on Christmas because I know that's a guaranteed dub. This is guaranteed L, I think, but we'll see.
A little foreshadowing to the video. But
Yeah,
before we get to open up presents, we have to get through the Thursday night, the Saturday games before it rolls to the 24th, the 25th of December. So let's do it. Thursday night football. We got the New Orleans Saints flying out to La La Land to take on the Matt Stafford. Yeah, take on Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, and the LA Rams, who came off of demolishing the Commanders last week. How do we see this playing out?
I got the Rams. Even though the Saints, they won convincingly last week against the Giants, I feel like the Rams, they're a better team than the Giants right now. I'd say better coached, better roster. A few years away or from the Super Bowl win that they had. The Saints, I've been liking what I've been seeing the last few weeks, playing some good football, keeping it close with the Lions, beating the Giants the way that they did. But the Rams, I just like their roster better. Offensively, they got Kyron, who's been a monster all year. Puka Nacua, been a great rookie. And Cooper Kupp, he's been playing well as of late. So you got to give him credit where credit's due. Sean McVay's been coaching up them boys. And in the Saints, they're trying to win the division. They're tied right now with the Bucs, but they don't have the tiebreaker, so they're in second place. But the Rams, I feel like they're a better team. They're going to out-scheme the Saints here in this matchup. And it's at La La Land, as Justin just said. So I have to give it to the Rams.
I respect it. I think I'm going to go with the Saints just because they should get Chris Olave back, and that's going to help their offense out. And Alvin Kamara's been playing great ball. Derek Carr's been playing relatively good. So, and I think the Saints D-line with Cam Jordan, they could get after Stafford a little bit because the Rams O-line's not the greatest. So I do think they could get some pressure on Stafford, make it hard for him to succeed. But if they hold up well, Stafford should have a pretty good day against the Saints defense with, as you said, Sean McVay's innovative play calling will help them. Could help them in that front if they can block the D-line. But I kind of like the Saints here. I kind of like their position groups. I like how Juwan Johnson's been playing. I like how Olave's been playing when he's healthy, as well as Alvin Kamara. So I think I'm going to take the Saints here.
I respect that.
Oh, so let's get on to the December 23rd game, Saturday. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by Jake Browning, are now headed to not Heinz Field, but Acrisure Stadium to take on the Mike Tomlin-led Pittsburgh Steelers, who are on a 3-game losing streak. But, Steve, is this the week the Pittsburgh Steelers get right?
No, I don't believe in them right now. I just don't. They have Mason Rudolph starting on
They do.
Christmas. Oh, wait. Is this – no, this is 23rd. It's close enough. It's Christmas week.
Oh.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is starting against the Bengals. I just don't trust that. I don't trust Rudolph at all. The offense has not been looking great. Kenny Pickett, you need Kenny Pickett to win this game. I feel like the two quarterbacks they have as backup quarterbacks will not get you the job done against this Bengals team. The Bengals, man, like they've been looking good. They've been winning as of late. Jake Browning has stepped in there and, surprisingly won these games. I didn't know much about Jake Browning, and he's been a solid quarterback. And he's been making his team better, trying to make a playoff push. And the Steelers just feel like they don't have the roster to get it done. But I think TJ Watt, he could be an X factor in this game. He could keep it close. He just has a history with the Bengals and all that. So, but I still have the Bengals. I got the Bengals winning. I think Jake Browning and company is going to get the job done.
I was going to pick the Bengals, but there's a couple of things that's making me pick the Steelers. One, you said Mason Rudolph, right? Mason Rudolph, like Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer around this time, delivers, right? This is a brilliant move by Tomlin. Why? Because he delivers around this time. So what better Christmas present the Rudolph can deliver than giving the Steelers and the Yinzers a dub, right? Number two reason, no Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is not playing this week, I believe. So that means the Steelers can hone in on Mixon and T. Higgins a little bit more on the defensive side. And they could get after Jake Brown and Mike Tomlin can scheme. They could disguise some coverages, make him pick off the ball, set up Mason Rudolph on short field advantages. And it's at home in front of the Wild Yinzers too. Man, this seems like they want me to take the Steelers here, and I am. I'm going to oblige. I think the Steelers are going to do just enough to win this game.
Maybe they do. They do need to win, so this would be a perfect game.
If Nick Mullins could put up some points, why not Mason Rudolph?
That's a great point. That's a great point. I don't know. We'll see. Next game, what we got?
We got the Buffalo Soldier. Shout out Bob Marley. Buffalo Bills are traveling to La La Land again. Whoa.
Yeah.
So they're playing the Chargers, not the Rams.
Whoa.
Lucky Buffalo. Let me get this out of the way. I'm taking Buffalo. Easy. They've been playing better football. James Cook playing great. Josh Allen playing much better. Not turning the football over. Maybe this is a week they get Stephon Diggs integrated back in there. I don't like how he's been used a little bit. I think they need to get him going. If they want to make this playoff push, he's going to be a key factor. But I'm still taking the Bills. Too much talent. And Chargers turmoil. Fired the GM, fired the coach. And they got Easton Stick at quarterback. I just don't see him pulling up the upset.
I agree. I think Buffalo, they're playing really good as of late. They're beating the Chiefs. They're beating the Cowboys. They're beating all the top teams in the conferences, man. Like, you got to give them credit where credit's due. Ever since they switched to OC, Joe Brady, offense has been humming. They've been playing more conservative. But, hey, whatever to protect the football, they're playing complementary football right now. Both the offense and defense side of the ball. Got to give them credit there. They're trying to make a playoff push, trying to be a wild card team. Maybe they win the division. Maybe the Dolphins lose some games and they find a way to win the division. There's still a shot. But, yeah, the Chargers, they just fired Staley. They just fired the GM.
Yeah. If the Cowboys
Easton Stick starting.
If the Cowboys beat the Dolphins and they win this game, I think they play in Miami. I don't know if it's the next week or the following week. That'll be a huge game.
Exactly. So I feel like
it could be for the division, like as you alluded to.
Yeah, Bills are getting hot at the right time. They have to win this game. They will win this game. Give me Buffalo.
Agreed 100%. Oh, now we get to one of my favorite days of the year, Christmas Eve. Ooh, and we got some great football games. We got Shane Steichen and the Indianapolis Colts coming off a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're traveling to Atlanta to take on not Desmond Ridder, but Taylor Heineke, and as he leads the Falcons into this game. I'll go with you first, Steve. How do you see this one going?
I want to pick an upset, but I don't trust the Falcons. As you heard from the podcast, if you listen to it, go listen to it. But yeah, I got the Colts. I don't believe in the Falcons. I don't believe in Arthur Smith. His good coaching decisions have been poor as of late. You should have beat the Panthers last week. You didn't do so. Shane Steichen has been a great coach in his first year. I would say he's been the best coach in his first year so far this year. The Colts, he's been finding ways to win with Gardner Minshew. Jonathan Taylor's been in and out of lineup. Doesn't matter. You're finding ways to win. And this is another game. You want to make the playoffs? You beat the Falcons, and it's very doable. So I got the Colts over the Falcons.
I concur. I'm going with the Colts as well. Steichen and his play calling should put up points on that Falcons defense. Gardner Minshew's been playing pretty well. I do think this is the week Jonathan Taylor gets back. I think he plays in this game, which doesn't bode well for me fantasy football-wise, but good for the Colts. I do like me some Jonathan Taylor, so that would be huge. And you still have Zach Moss and Michael Pittman Jr. and all those guys back there playing. Yeah, no-brainer. Give me the Colts as well. And the next game, we got the Packers going to Carolina to play the Panthers. Hopefully not as wet and rainy, but that could play to the Panthers' advantage as they got the win last week. So does this mean they're going to win again, Steve? Are the Panthers going to upset here? You love picking upsets.
I do.
And this is your favorite team to pick the upset with.
I got the Packers, man. I got the Packers. I think the Packers will beat the Panthers. I don't trust the Panthers. I know they got a nice win. It was a divisional game in the rain. I got the Packers winning, man, because the Packers, they've been losing as of late, right? They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Buccaneers. They got to win this game. They have to. Because if they don't win this game, they're not going to be in the playoffs. And this is a do-or-die game for them. So give me Matt LaFleur and the Packers. Mr. December is going to win a game in December this year. It's going to be against the Panthers.
Yeah, he's on a losing streak. No, not Matt LaFleur. No. Like I care. You give me the Packers. They are playing a little bit more talented team than they were with the Falcons. I believe in Jordan Love more than I do at Desmond Ridder. And Aaron Jones is down back, so expect them to get more carries and loads. Jaden Reed's been playing solid as well. Romeo Dobbs. The offense has been playing pretty good football. There's some things they need to clean up there, but I think they're going to put up enough points there. And the defense has not been playing the greatest as well, but this is their get-right game defensively. Bryce Young has been struggling. Their O-line fails to protect them. So this is a game where the D-line with like Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, and those boys can get after Bryce Young, make it hard for him to play. So I'm going to take the Packers as well. The next game, the Browns of Cleveland are traveling to play the Texans of Houston in a must-see showdown. I guess I'll go first here. I'm gonna take the Browns. I'm gonna take the Browns because I believe in Joe Flacco. No, their defense is very good. The defense is very good. Denzel Ward's been playing like a top 5 corner. Myles Garrett's a top 5 DPOY like every year. Jim Schwartz has been calling great game plans, getting a lot of pressure, being aggressive, point of attack there. And yeah, Joe Flacco's good enough to win you games. And Jerome Ford, Amari Cooper's been playing strong, Elijah Moore. And the big thing is the Texans are likely without Stroud as well, which doesn't bode well for Texans. It'd probably be Case Keenum again. Not that Case Keenum's a bad quarterback, but it's hard playing this. It's gonna be hard playing this Browns defense after you play relatively all right against Tennessee and Mike Vrabel's D. I think this is a whole different level of defense just from talent. So I'm going to take the Browns here.
Yeah, I got to go with the Browns, and the reason being C.J. Stroud is not playing in this game. I like Case Keenum and all that, but he's not the guy that will get it done against this Browns defense, who I would say is a top 5 defense in this league so far this year. Joe Flacco has been winning these games, and this is another challenge, I would say, for the Browns. But I feel like they'll get the job done. They'll beat the Texans, and they're going to be 10-5 and trying to make a splash in the playoffs. It's doable. We talked about it on the podcast. It's very doable. They could possibly go on a Super Bowl run with this defense. But if they want to, they have to win this game and prove that they're a legitimate team. And it's a good challenge. I know they don't have Stroud, but Case Keenum's a solid guy. He might sneak in there and keep this game close. We'll see. But I think the Browns are going to win this game and trying to make a a playoff push and trying to contend for the Super Bowl.
Agreed. Next game should be interesting. I believe this is the first time they're playing, even though they're in division as well. The Detroit Lions, after coming off a big beatdown on the Denver Broncos, are traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings with Nick Mullins at quarterback. All right, Steve, I'll let you go first here. Who are you picking?
I got the Lions. Lions, they looked really great last week. They really did. They scored, like 42 points
42.
over the Broncos?
It was a 42-17 or something.
Goff was on fire. Had like 5 touchdowns, 3 to Laporta. Like, Mans was balling. He's good playing in domes. Jared Goff, like, he's really good. I saw a stat online. Like, I don't know. His numbers are amazing when he's playing in the dome. Vikings Stadium.
Really?
In the dome, right?
Beautiful stadium.
Nick Mullins is the quarterback. I like Nick Mullins, but I don't think he's the guy that's going to take you places. He's a guy that could be a game manager for you and all that. But the Lions, they're trying to get a higher seed in this NFC conference right now. I believe they're the 3 seed right now, right? So they're trying to keep winning these games. It's a perfect opportunity. Divisional game, you need to win. I don't trust Nick Mullins to beat this Lions team, and I don't. Even if Josh Dobbs plays, I don't trust him to play and beat the Lions. But yeah, Lions, they're getting hot at the right time. They need to win this game. They're trying to compete, get a higher seed in the conference. Give me the Lions.
I agree with you. I'm picking the Lions. Jared Goff's hot last game, throwing a lot of those touchdowns, as you were saying. Laporta, who's been great as well. Great tight end. Is this the TJ Hawkinson revenge game? No. Maybe if they had Kirk Chains back there, maybe this would be a different outcome. Jettis is there, Hawkinson's there, but I just feel like the Lions' offense will put up points, like they not to the same fashion as they did against Denver, but they'll put up points nonetheless. As is a division, it'll probably be closer than you think, just because of the familiarity they have with each other. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions as well. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, they got the backs to do it. Yeah, give me Detroit.
All right.
Ooh, man, game of the week right here. Washington
Panthers
are traveling to New York to play the Jets. This is an interesting one. I guess I'll go first here. I'm going to take. Who am I going to take here? I'll take the Jets. I think Zach Wilson had a tough one last week, but I'm looking at it. They don't have Chase Young anymore. They don't have Montez Sweat, so maybe they'll face less of of pressure up front. Maybe have time to deliver the ball to Garrett Wilson.
Question.
That Breece Hall has a great game. I need it for fantasy. I'm pulling for him. The Jets have a great defense. I'm thinking if the Rams had a pretty good defensive display on Howell, I'm sure Rob Saleh could do something. C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, D.J. Reed, Jordan Whitehead, and those boys, Quincy Williams, all those guys can really make it hard for Sam Howell to establish any kind of flow and rhythm. So, and they're home too. I'm going to pick the Jets.
I got a question though. Is Zach Wilson playing? Because he got concussed.
Is he concussed? If he clears protocol, then he will. But
does that change your pick?
If they start Trevor Siemian, they still have a chance.
So you still got the Jets no matter what's the call at QB1.
Yeah. I don't believe in Commanders right now.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders. This is my upset of the week. I don't know how big of an upset it would be because both these teams are pretty bad. Commanders 4-10, Jets are 5-9. But yeah, I feel like the Commanders, they need to get right, and I feel like the Jets are a perfect team to do it with. Sam Howell, he's been decent this season. Like, he hasn't been awful. I think he's earned the right to be the starting quarterback next year. But yeah, I feel like Brian Robinson, he's come back in the lineup. Terry McLaurin looked really good last week. I think he had like $140, and he was making great plays all last week. You just need that Commanders offense to click. I know Jets defense has been good all year, but I feel like the Commanders, they're going to find a way to win this game. They're going to find a way. I think it's time for them to win this game. I think it's a get-right game. They haven't won in a little bit, so give me the Commanders. I think they're due for a win.
I respect it. Definitely could go either way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The next game's interesting as well. The Seahawks are traveling to the East Coast to take on the Tennessee Titans. Steve, you can take this one first if you want. Who do you have winning?
Give me Seahawks, man. They really inspired me on Monday night when they beat the Eagles, especially with Drew Lock. The offense was humming at the end of the game. Second half, Kenneth Walker was making plays. JSN looked good. Saw flashes of him. DK, when you give him the ball, man, he's one of the best receivers, I think, top 10 in this league. And that defense, man, the former Giants came out to play on Monday night, right? Julian Love was making plays. Leonard Williams, like all their acquisitions they made this offseason and during the season, it's working. And they didn't have Devin Witherspoon in that game. He should be back for this game. And the Titans, I believe, Will Levis, he will not be playing in this game. I think he hurt his ankle. It was a leg injury or something. I know he's out. So, with that being said, I think the Seahawks, they're clicking at the right time, trying to make a playoff push. Geno might be back for this game. He was active last week, so with him being active last week, I think he will play this game. And they're looking good. Pete Carroll, one of the better coaches in the league. He deserves it. And I think he will outcoach Mike Vrabel and his Titans team that just has not been great all year. So give me the Seahawks.
Yeah. I don't believe Will Levis is playing, but if not, I believe it will be Tannehill. For that reason, I do like Tennessee. They've been playing okay. They're just not getting the wins. They're not finishing off. They had a chance to last week against the Texans, lost in overtime. Give me Seattle. I just think they have the more talent, as you alluded to. Kenneth Walker. And I don't know how they're going to – if they take away Kenneth Walker, then you got DK, Tyler Lockett, JSN to worry about, and Noah Fant, those guys. And I think defensively, too, they have enough. Maybe they get Witherspoon back. He missed the last game. They still have Tariq Woolen. They have a pretty good defense as well. Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle as well, even though you don't love the fact that you're going west to East Coast. But, yeah, why not pick Seattle? They had a good week, and I think they're the more talented team as well.
All right.
Ooh. The Jaguars are taking a little car ride from Jacksonville to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. How we feeling about this one? How we feeling? You want this one first?
Yeah, I'll take it. Trevor Lawrence, I think he got hurt at the end of the game, right? Against the Ravens, I believe.
I believe so. Let's check.
You could double check.
I will double check.
But if I had to pick a team that's been playing better as of late and, won a game at Lambeau, a quarterback that's trying to get a second contract, a guy that's having, I would say, probably one of his better years, maybe a career year, but he did have that career year, but the Browns got him to playoffs and all that. But Baker Mayfield, I'm talking about. I think Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they win this game because they're at home. They've been playing good as of late, trying to, win the division. It's very doable for them. Jags, they just have not been looking good as of late. And I got to give credit to the Bucs. Baker Mayfield, he's finding his receivers. He's making the right reads. He's growing up as a quarterback, and you got to give him credit. So give me the Buccaneers over the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. This is tough. Trevor Lawrence is still in concussion protocol, so I guess his status is still up in the air. So if CJ Beathard didn't give me the Bucs as well. Man, if Trevor Lawrence is playing, I do want to take the Jags, but just because it's unknown, and I think Buccaneers are on the come up, as you said, I'll go with Tampa Bay with you. Baker has been playing better, as you said. They got the playmakers to do it. Rashad White's been great. And if it's Beathard, then the boys can get after them a little bit there too and make things hard on CJ Beathard. But even with Trevor Lawrence, I think they can do some things to frustrate him. But even though I'd like Trevor Lawrence as quarterback, you just don't know. I just don't know how healthy he'll be. If he's good to go, I know his ankle's a little bit tweaked up too, banged up. So just give me the Buccaneers. They seem healthier and they seem like they've been playing better football down the stretch. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, man. All right, next game.
Cardinals take on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So I'll take this one. I'm going to bear down. I'm picking the Bears here. They've been playing better football. They got kind of unlucky in that Cleveland game last week. Darnell Mooney dropped it. Maybe this is the week he rectifies it. He makes a touchdown that could seal the deal potentially. Yeah, and I like how Justin Fields has been looking too. Deontay Foreman's been pretty good running the ball when he took over like primary ball carrying duties. DJ Moore has been excellent. It looks like a really good trade. They clearly won that trade last year, which is cool to see as well. And TJ Edwards, Jalen Johnson, those boys have been playing much more solid on defense. I do think they're going to try to take James Conner out of it a little bit and make it hard for them to run, even though I like what James Conner's been doing. Kyler Murray's been playing pretty good ball too. But I just like how the Bears are playing. And plus, in Chicago, cold weather, coming up from Arizona, that's a fact you have to consider as well. So I'm picking the Bears.
I was 50-50 going in this game, and I think you just convinced me with the Bears pick right here. I think the Bears, yeah, they've been playing as of late. Eberflus's job's on the line. Jonathan Gannon, though, it's his first year. We don't know if he's going to stay around. That's another question for the Cardinals. We don't know. But, yeah, the Bears, they were in that game to the very end. And I feel like the Cardinals is a team that they could easily beat because the Cardinals, they're 3-11, not that good. But yeah, Justin Fields, he wants to be the franchise quarterback of the Bears. I think this is a perfect opportunity to showcase that. And yeah, DJ Moore, great pickup. I would say pickup of the year, best trade this offseason. Acquiring him, getting Justin Fields, a number one receiver, a weapon that makes plays time and time again. And I think he will have a big day. So, yeah, give me the Bears over the Cardinals.
Agreed. And you didn't even bring up the number one pick, but I will. What a terrible trade. Interesting game. Dallas are on the road again, but instead of playing cold Buffalo, they play in the warm. They play in Miami. Miami Dolphins. This is an interesting game. Steve, I'll defer to you if you want to take it first. If not, I will be more than happy to go first.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's tough. It's a tough one, right? Because Tyreek Hill, he did not play last week. He was a game-time decision. They decided that he was not a go. If Tyreek Hill plays this game, I have the Dolphins winning. It's at home. I think Raheem Mostert and, that Mike McDaniel offense will get to the Cowboys. They won't be able to stop it. I feel like it's the Niners offense. And you saw what happened with the Niners offense when they played Dallas. They obliterated the Cowboys. And I feel like the Dolphins, you got Tyreek Hill in that lineup. It's going to be hard to stop the Dolphins offense. And that's why I have the Dolphins. It's a home game. They're trying to make a push for the playoffs as well. And the Cowboys, they just lost last week. So it's not sitting right with them. But you're going into Miami. You're not playing at home. You're a better team at home. It's just not going the Cowboys' way. I expect them to drop 2 straight. Dolphins will beat the Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Dolphins too. Just kind of what you said, Tyreek Hill being back is huge. And I just was kind of thinking back of how they lost the 4 games. And other than the Philadelphia game they lost too, they've been beat on the ground a little bit. So I'm thinking Mostert as well as Devin A-Chain, they need to get going. They need to get them going in the run game, which will help open things up for Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill's protege and Jalen Waddle. I think that will help them out as well. And Vic Fangio's been calling better stuff on defense too. They've been more aggressive. They still got Jalen Ramsey CeeDee Lamb's going to be an interesting matchup. Is he going to travel with CeeDee? Is he going to take CeeDee completely out of the game? Make it harder for Dak. Maybe Dak has to defer to Brandon Cooks, Tony Pollard, Jake Ferguson, those guys a little bit more. Jalen Tolbert. For that reason, I'm going to pick the Dolphins. As I was saying, their timing with the Cowboys offensively has been off. They don't check as much. Their playbook gets a little bit condensed. Dak's cadence is actually really effective with the timing. They go to more silent count, which messes things up for them. So I'm going with the Dolphins. The Cowboys for us haven't really proved they could beat a competent team on the road yet. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins until Dallas proves otherwise.
All right. I agree.
Yeah.
Next game.
Patriots. 8:15 game Christmas Eve. Traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Broncos got beat up pretty good last week. I'll take this one first, Steve. I'm picking Denver. This is a get right game for them. I think Russell Wilson gets going a little bit. They get Cortland Sutton back going a little bit. Get those playmakers going. Get the defense right. Get after Bailey Zappi a bit. Yeah, I'm picking Denver. Not much to say here.
Yeah. I got the Broncos as well. I don't trust the Patriots right now. They're pretty much a dumpster fire at this point. Bailey Zappi at quarterback. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, the offense has looked awful. Broncos, yeah, they lost last week, but it was a good team, the Lions. This is a get-right game, like you said. So give me the Broncos over the Patriots, trying to make a playoff push. I think Sean Payton and company will get the job done on Christmas Eve.
Agreed. Christmas Eve was fun and all, but let's get to Christmas Day now. The first game on Christmas Day, Antonio Pierce, Las Vegas Raiders, traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes seems to have a new Prime deal with the YouTubers Logan Paul, KSI. Maybe that plays into his factor a little bit of getting this game done. But I digress. Steve, who you got here?
I got the Chiefs. It's December football time. The Chiefs know they have to win this game. It's a divisional game. They're trying to get one of the top seeds. They're trying to, have all the games at Arrowhead. Raiders, they're a fun little story with Antonio Pierce and all that. But Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead, give me the Chiefs.
I agree. Their first matchup was a close one. Chiefs stormed back in second half and won. I do believe the key for them is not to get Josh Jacobs going, make O'Connell one-dimensional, and make him throw, try to beat him with his arm. I think if they do that, they can win this game. Rashid Rice has been playing better. I like to see Kelsey get going again a little bit too. And Mahomes is just Mahomes, so he always shows up in big-time spots. So give me the Chiefs as well. Ooh, our two favorite teams collide head-to-head.
Yippee.
A lot of animosity, a lot of bad blood, I guess. Eagles beat them 3 times last year. Is this the final game for the Giants to get on the right track against the Eagles, to right their wrongs in the past? I'll let you go first if you want, or if you want me to go.
I'll go first. I'll get it over with. We're playing the Eagles Christmas Day. It's a fun little matchup, divisional game. At the link, though, so there's a disadvantage there, right? Tommy DeVito's playing. He's been a fun, but, reality hit last week that he's not the franchise quarterback. Stop that talk. He's just going to be maybe the career backup. There's a possibility there because I think Tyrod Taylor's going to leave after this year. But let's talk about the matchup. Eagles, they lost 3 straight. They need to win a game, and this is a perfect opportunity. Division opponent. Has not been great at all. They were a playoff team last year. But this year, Giants, they kind of, fell. And they have not been great. And I don't know if that's because of the injuries, coaching, the opponents they've been playing. I feel like they just don't have the roster right now to – what'd you say? I saw something. All the above? Oh, yeah, it's always D, all the above. But – yeah, right now I don't believe the Giants have the roster to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have the offensive line that will demolish our D-line. All we have on the D-line, I would say, is Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon. You stop those two guys, you're going to have a great day. And then our offensive line, right? All we have is Andrew Thomas. Like, that Eagles D-line will feast on Christmas Day. I'm telling you. They're going to have a get-right game. The Eagles, they play the Giants twice to end the season. I expect them to win both games, and I expect them to beat the Cardinals. I think the Eagles could easily win out their last 3 games. I think this is the first of 3. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning on Christmas Day against my New York Giants.
And the Eagles are wearing all black too. They're trying to send them.
Whenever they wear the all black, man, we lose.
They're trying to bury the Giants right now. They're trying to get that like Black Force energy. Just so they're just trying to get right. I am going to pick the Eagles, even though I alluded to on the podcast that I'm not a fan of how they've been playing. But as I do, Steve's saying the talent disparity is evident too. Like the trenches, the Eagles should win that battle, and as well as the playmakers the Eagles have as well. And being at home in front of the Philly faithful does play into the Eagles' advantage. And I think the Giants are 0 for 10 the last 10 meetings too. I don't think they won the past 10 games against us. So if I'm going off of just all of that, I'm going
That's false. That's false.
Pick the Eagles. That's false?
We beat you.
It is false. You're right.
We beat you the Jalen Reagor game.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Maybe 0-10 against you at the link. That might be true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, my fault. Yeah.
It's been a while since we beat you at the link. I'll say that. So
I am going to so I'm with you. I'm picking the Eagles here as well. But
unfortunate.
But we might have the game of the year to cheer up afterwards.
Oh, yes.
The Ravens traveling to San Fran to take on the Niners. Ooh, this good big game of the year potential. You want this first, or you want me to get this first?
I'll take it. Give me the Niners. I think the Niners are the best team in football right now. To this day, Niners have the most complete roster. Offensively, you got the best running back in the league. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got one of the best tight ends in the league with George Kittle. The line is great. Brock Purdy, you got to put him up there for MVP. He's up there. It's like him, and then I think McCaffrey, I think he needs to be in that conversation as well. That whole team has been great as of late. Defensively, you got Nick Bosa. You got Chase Young. You got all them linebackers, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Like, the team is getting hot at the right time. And the Ravens, they've won a lot of games this year, right? They're 11-3, but I feel like they don't have the roster to compete with the Niners right now, and I feel like the Niners will get the job done on Christmas Day.
As much as I would love to take the Baltimore Ravens on an upset here, I believe 49ers are favored going in. Give me San Fran here as well. I think McCaffrey's the MVP favorite. He's my pick for MVP. They haven't faced anyone quite as good as McCaffrey, and those boys that got Ayuk and Kittle too. They have to count for, and Debo's been playing great too. Just so dynamic. Even though I like the Ravens' defense a lot, they've been playing great. They have had some success against like Trevor Lawrence and some pretty respectable quarterbacks, but it's just not the well-oiled machine. And Brock Purdy's been playing really good ball as well. And we haven't even gotten to the defensive side of the ball yet. Just talking about, like Steve said, like Fred Warner, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, all those guys up there, Tre'Davious Ward, all those guys there, they have playmakers. I know Lamar Jackson's probably the X factor just because of his mobility. They can contain him in the pocket, even though Lamar's improved as a pocket passer. If they turn him into that and make it be him with his arm, that could play in their favor too. I just think from that perspective, I am going to take the Niners here, but I am really looking forward to this one as well. I might have to have this game on as well as the Sixers Heat game. I believe they're both on at 8, so I'm going to have to tune into both games at once. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. So I think that's it. That's all the
That's
games
it.
for Christmas. No.
Christmas
Sad.
Christmas will be over, and then we have New Year's to look forward to for the
Yeah.
following podcast.
Yes.
This has been Week 16 predictions with Benchwire. Thank you for tuning in. Please like. It pushed our content out there for the algorithm out there. The algo gang. Hit that like. Subscribe to the pod as well. We're also follow us on Instagram. We don't have the Facebook because you guys don't hit that like button.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Facebook.
The
I
Twitter.
want to get the Facebook.
Yeah. Twitter, TikTok. Follow us at Benchwire as well. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So have yourselves a great Christmas, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Benchwire
Out.